Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Griiix, and today I am featuring Phoenix in the GunBound Academy Explain series. If you guys enjoy the Explain series, go check out my other videos, and hopefully I have one of them for you. If I don't, then leave a comment below for Sil and I to check out so that we know which tank you want to see first. Oh my god, my throat is dying. I got shit stuck in my throat, and no, it's not a fucking dick. Oh jeez. Okay, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the series. Let's move on. This will be done in two parts, the explain and also the gameplay explain, and this is the explain. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to the GunBound Academy series where Sil and I we really dive into, you know, the tank and how it works in all win matters. And today we will be featuring Phoenix. And before I go on any further, I just want to know, let you guys know that Phoenix follows, I think, the most set of rules when it comes to learning how to shoot, depending on the wind power and also the wind direction. So one thing to note, if you are planning to use Phoenix, I would highly recommend you to play Phoenix in the front position if you're playing 2 vs 2, just so you have more game time with Phoenix and you get to kind of understand it more before you play it as a drop. Because when I first started, I played Phoenix as a drop, not knowing how to fucking play it, and winning games turns to losing games, and yeah, it's not fun. So anyways, that's just my recommendation. But if you already know how Phoenix is kind of played, but sometimes you just don't know what's going on, this explain video might be helpful for you. So let's move on. Starting with the pros, the SS, of course, it drilled. It's like Beetle King on steroids, on top of the damage, so who wouldn't love that? And on top of that, with the power boosts that you get being under 40% HP, you can literally drop kick any glass cannon tank, assuming that they don't have like super high damage reduction. But anyways, like I said before, once you're under 40% HP, your S2 damage will be increased by 20%. Now, the developer has not verified, basically not replied, on how much damage it increases for the SS. So for now, it is just the S2, which is 20%. I like to think it's more than 20% for the SS, but without anyone, you know, from the developer side to confirm that, I can't really say. So anyways, moving on to cloud bonus, because Phoenix shoots out 3 projectiles in the S2, that means 3 times the fun with the cloud, so obviously cloud bonuses. And if once you get used to Phoenix and kind of understand, most of its calculation is done at, spoiler alert, 4:3 ratio. Landing super sky and risky shot is it's really easy. So I personally like that. So if you are planning to pair it up with Robot X3, you can also do that. But I personally like to just go with Coroni and get my SS as soon as I can and drop kick them in the face. Anyways, moving on to cons. The tornado, just like arrow, just like boomer, you would want your attack to transform after the tornado, because if it goes before the tornado, it really screws up your 3 bullets, so making all those 3 bullets not land in the same spot. If you don't know what I mean, try that with arrow. Arrow is notorious for that, so tornado is kind of a weakness. And now the new damage nerf, which is below under 40%. I think it was higher, but I do know, or I have heard from people on Discord that Phoenix's damage has been nerfed, and I can guess why. Because an additional 20 or even more %, it's incredible, which is why, you know, playing Phoenix as a drop, it's super scary. Now, obviously, just like Adam and Aduka, to balance that out, Adam and Aduka has map pools that don't favor them. But in this instance, you know, I think what the developer tried to do is just lower the base damage of Phoenix, which then kind of fucks up Phoenix a little bit because S2 base damage is not high to begin with. It's not low, but it's not like incredibly high or anything. So lowering something that's not that great makes it really shitty. Anyways, moving on to the next nerf, it's the projectile accuracy nerf. Before I've noticed, you know, Phoenix 3 bullets land in the same spot every single time, no matter what. Now, when I actually finally mastered Phoenix, I realized those 3 bullets at some wind, sometimes, they don't land even remotely close to where the hitbox is or where it's supposed to go. I don't know if it's an accuracy nerf from the tank and you can fix it by adding more accuracy, which is not really worth it, or they just kind of put it as the foundation of Phoenix and, you know, just to quote unquote, air quote, balance shit out. So I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes you will land the hit, get your SS, but you're not going to do a lot of damage because those 3 bullets don't land. And of course, West Wind is quite a bitch for you, for any Phoenix players out there. I think, you know, even your Uncle Jim's erectile let me say that again. Your Uncle Jim's erectile dysfunction dick probably can shoot farther than Phoenix on a West Wind. So you're gonna notice West Wind is your biggest enemy, which is why, again, I like to play it as a drop, so I don't have to, you know, shoot across the map if I play it as first. Anyways, S1 is kind of garbage, but not as garbage as Aduka's S1, so we got that going for us, guys. So, but it's still pretty shitty. And HP wise, sitting at 630. I mean, it's not good, it's not great, but any higher would be kind of overpowered. But anyways, I just think Phoenix is really, really squishy, which is why the 40% HP below, you get an extra damage. I mean, you can probably shoot it once, but that's about it. Anyways, and that is all for the pros and cons. But let's move on to the Northwind. With Phoenix, Northwind is just like any other tank. The ratio is 3-to-1, and I will say this every single time. Every wind equals 0.33 on the ruler. So basically, you just need to know you're divisible by 3. The only special thing you also have to remember is you have to add 2 to the wind count before you do that ratio multiplication. For example, if it's perfectly north, and you'll know it's perfectly north because your red line shows that it goes up and then down straight line, not like curve a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. So that's how you know it's perfectly north. Once you get that, if the wind, let's say, theoretically it's 8, then obviously you move it, you know, 2.75 spaces, right? But you have to add the 2 first. So instead of it being 8, it now becomes a 10. So then you have to move it 3.25 or 3.33 spaces. No matter if you shoot full power or even half power, you still have to add that 2, and it still works. What I've noticed is I don't even go super high anymore, like full power, because as long as I go even 50% power, as long as it's high enough, I still get my super sky. And what I've noticed is the higher it goes, the accuracy, projectile accuracy nerf thing is more prominent. And I've noticed if I shoot super far high, aka full power, those 3 bullets kind of spread further out. So what I like to do when I play with Phoenix is not go full power, but at least I know what's full power, so that I can kind of gauge and say, okay, 50% is around there, and I will shoot 50% full power. But anyways, with Northwind, you kind of don't have to do that. Whether it's full power or 50% power, the calculation's still the same for some reason. The only good side to shooting 50% is you get less of the accuracy nerf crap. So that's how I do it. I think in the gameplay I showed one or maybe more examples. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about with north wind, because we are about to move to northeast. Stick around. Hey, welcome back. Sorry, I had to take a break. I had to fucking scratch my head. Moving on over to northeast wind. The ratio is 1 to 1.2, which is the not so standard, but standard for some tanks. They have to follow that 120% wind calculation. So let's read here. If the white line is 90 degree, okay, I'm going to show you here with this little white dot. So let's imagine if this is your tank, right? And if I pull the power or whatever thing all the way down, you see your white line, it goes perfectly north, or obviously it can either sway this way or sway backwards a little bit, right? If it is perfectly north, oh, fucking tits. Alright, sorry guys, I'm working with one hand here.
A few moments later.
Anyways, so if your white line is, seriously, maybe I should just show you this in the gameplay. Anyways, if it's perfectly north, dude, seriously. Anyways, if it's perfectly north or over that 70 degree, shit, I don't even know where I am anymore. My bad, guys, sorry. If it's perfectly upward, like up to the sky 90 degrees and a little bit forward towards your enemy, which is tailwind, you have to account for +2. Okay, wait, did I say it? Okay, if white line is forward, then the wind direction to the white line is... Oh, right, so if the white line is 90 degrees upward and towards your enemy, aka tailwind direction, you have 2 + 2. Okay, this applies to wind that is over 5 and beyond. If it's under 5, you don't have to. But if it's over 5, you have to add 2. Maybe I should write that down. But you know what? Fuck writing it down, because I want you guys to listen to my beautiful sound bath, sleep hypnotism voice of mine. Anyways, mainly because my arm is not being the arm that I need, so I'm not gonna do it. Anyways, if the wind is 5 and over, you have to add 2. But if it's under 5, you don't have to. But your calculation still stays the same at 120%. For instance, if it is perfectly northeast, right? And let's say the wind is 7, right? So what's 7 here? 7 is technically 8.5, right? But you also have to add 2. The +2 does not count in the calculation, the 120% calculation. It's separate. I know a lot of people asked in the Boomer video. Just like Boomer, Phoenix is the same. The +2 is separate to the 1.2 calculation. So if the wind is 7, pointing tailwind northeast, and your white line is basically, if your white line is a 90 degree and forward, technically that means you're very far away from your target, which is fine. You gotta move 10 spaces, 10.5 to be honest. Now, when you move that 10.5 spaces, double check your white line to see if it's still within that range of +2, because the reason why I hate playing Phoenix Tailwind is because of that. Sometimes if you pull your white line a little further back, because the wind is super strong, so it's not, it gives you the illusion that it's behind that 90 degrees, but technically speaking, once you shoot it, the wind's gonna push your projectile past that 90, and then it's gonna also add that +2, so you're off by +2. And when you're off by +2, you just look like you suck. So double check your white line to understand, okay, if if the wind is super strong, you're probably not that safe to shoot full power. And I would understand and know what's full power count first, and then go 50%, so that you can make sure your white line is in front of you rather than behind you. Because unless you're very confident that the white line stays behind you and you don't need to do the +2 count, all to you, man. But for me, how I like to see it is know the count, put it where it is, double check where the white line goes, and try to simulate or imagine what it would look like based on the wind condition. If the wind is not super strong, sure, you might not have to do it. But if it's super strong and it's gonna blow past the midline or the north line, 90-degree line, whatever you want to call it, then it's gonna add 2 and it's really gonna fuck up your day. That's the biggest thing that limits me from playing Phoenix like a pro, mainly because that's a lot of rules to remember, right? So, but again, if you guys are a Phoenix diehard kind of guy or gal, ladies, then yeah, no, just follow that and understand when to +2 and when not to +2. The 120% ratio wind calculation stays the same, right? As long as you're shooting within like really high up. But anyways, and here I've noted at the bottom, northeast tailwind +1 or -2 depending on the wind. Now, I did mention if it's 5 and over, you have to add 2. I originally thought, and I still think, if it's 5 or under, you have to add 1. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it kind of works. I mean, it works most of the time. Take this one for information with a grain of salt. The +1, I haven't confirmed it again. I'm just too tired and I don't want to really do it. But I know for sure once the wind is past 5, you have to add 2. That's it. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. I've given you a wind chart here because I know you guys are a bunch of lazy fucks. But that's okay. That's what I'm here for, guys. That's what I'm here for. I don't think I need I mean, honestly, you can just take a screenshot of this right now and put it on, write it on a sticky note or wherever you play, and just so that you don't have to do the math immediately. I mean, you can just look and say, all right, 7, it's 8.5. For me, I've been playing Boomer a lot, or Boomer is kind of my main. So I kind of already know the 1.2 calculation by heart. There are many tanks who follows that 1.2 calculations, such as Arrow, Phoenix, obviously, Boomer, Chalcedon, Desto, and I can't think of anyone else on the top of my head, but those are the tanks that follows that rule. Until I find another one, I will let you guys know. But anyways, let's move on. Okay, wait. Oh shit, what did I say? Oh right. Okay, make a note. Make a note of where the white line is after calculating your shot. If the white line looks to be close to 90 but not exactly, it is more beneficial to not shoot full power and aim towards the enemy at 50%. Past Griiix got me, the present and future Griiix. Like I said earlier, if it looks shady, just go 50%. There's really no benefit of going super sky high, especially with the accuracy nerf. The only good side to going full power is you know for sure that is the count, because GBM doesn't let you know what power you're shooting at, what percent, what angle. So it's a lot of just understanding and feeling for it. So that's why Phoenix is kind of hard for me, because not knowing those numbers and you gotta feel for what's 50%, it's sometimes it's harder depending on the map size. But yeah, that's the thing that you need to note with northeast wind, or any tailwind for that matter. All right, east wind. So same thing, 1 to 1.2 ratio, 120%. Now the only difference is if it's perfectly east or a little bit down, you don't have to add the +2. If it's perfectly east and a little up, you have to add the +2. That's how it goes. Okay? Again, if it's a little bit perfectly east, no worries about it. If it's perfectly east or a little bit downward, don't worry. Just count your 1.2 calculation and shoot, because that +2 is no longer in effect. And yeah, anything else I have to add? No, other than the chart here again, if you guys need it. All right, welcome back to southeast wind. Now again, any sort of tailwind, I personally don't shoot at full power because I don't need to. There's no beneficial factor to it, other than the fact that I might have my bullets spread further out and not hit, and then do even less damage because of the damage nerf. Woo! Anyways, for me, the reason why I say the ratio is 3 to 1 at full power, not confirmed because I never ever shoot full power. For me, I play on the iPad 12.9-inch screen, so for me, on most maps, when I shoot, where the wind compass is, right under it, that's about 50%. That's how I found my landmark. And at that point, I shoot 3 to 1. So I don't really know if that's the same with full power, just like north wind. But again, I wouldn't recommend anyone shooting full power with Phoenix anymore. It looks cool, you look like a boss, but when you don't do close to 200, I mean, you're kind of like the guy with a very huge, girthy dick, but it's limped. Like, it's as useless as a 1-inch dildo, is how I would like to put it. So don't do that. Don't be that limp dick guy. And here you go. Oh, by the way, I make these notes as I go along when I'm playing, so I'm just sharing with you guys my notes in terms of how to play certain tanks, and mainly because I have a lot of tanks and I kind of forget. So whenever I want to play a specific tank, I just go over my notes and I take a look before I play. Otherwise, I will fucking suck a lot of dicks, and no one likes that. What did I say? I personally would not go full power in this direction, mainly because of the new nerf. Oh, there you go, fucking pass Griiix, she caught me again. High power, high wind causes the projectile to spread. Okay, bubble. Okay, so I don't need to say that because I've already said that before. So let's move on over to south wind. Alright guys, well, south wind is like everyone, 3 to 1. And again, I'll say this again. If the wind is 3 south downward, you move the ruler by 1. Okay? If it's 6, you move by 2. If it's 9, you move by 3. If it's 12, you move by 4. And anywhere in between those numbers, learn your fucking divisible by 3. That's all I have to say. And I'm really saying this towards Sil because it happens every single time. When we get south or north wind, he would say, "What's the count, bro?" And I'm like, dude, really? Anyways, moving on over it. Yep, yes, I did that, Sil. I sucker punch you right in the gut. Okay, anyways. Moving on over to southwest wind. Ratio is 4 to 3 at 75% of the wind count. If your white line angle is anywhere within that range, 90 to 70 degrees, it will work. AKA super close or, you know, pretty close range. Now I've found out that even in starting position medium range, it is still 75% within that white line angle 69. Ooh, 69 and 45 degrees. So basically what I'm trying to say is from 90 to 45 degrees, it is still 75%, no matter what. if you're kissing tank tip to tip, or if you're a little further away, like a long distance relationship, is still 75%. Now, if you're on a whole new level of long distance relationship, like you know, you have someone on Mars waiting for you, then the ratio is counted at 50%. Usually that is when the white line is under 35 degrees, meaning almost straight shoot, but not really, right? Because if you go straight, it doesn't, your bullets don't even transform. So that is it for Southwest wind. And sorry guys, like when I first started, there's a lot of rules to remember, but once you play it, like let's say if you're new to Phoenix, you play 10 games with hard computer with Phoenix in the front position, and just remember these. I bet you within the last 10 game, on the 10th game, you won't need to remember. But if you're like me and you play like fucking a new tank every day, then yeah, it's good to just kind of remind yourself. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Anyways, moving on to West Wind. I personally don't like West Wind, mainly because the range is shit. But if you are within your shooting target, here's what you need to know, okay? 90 degrees to 70 degrees, aka super risky close range kind of shot. The calculation is still at regular 1 to 1.2. That's the standard of Phoenix, okay? So if you just go with 100, chances are you're gonna hit yourself because of the extra 20 deficiency. And I see a lot of people do that, and I laugh because I'm like, you don't know the fucking count. Anyways, moving on over. If you are further, like let's say, you know, starting positions and a little bit more, you're gonna have to shoot at either close to 100%, or mainly I just go at 5 to 8, 5 to 4, which is 80%. If the wind is 5, I shoot 4. If it's 10, I shoot 8, right? And then anything different. Basically, find the number, times it by 8, then move the decimal, then you got your number. Jeez, it's math, guys. Come on, man. Anyways, if you are super duper far, which you'll most likely not reach, because if the wind is strong, let's say 10, chances are you can't even reach mid-map. But if you can, it's 50% power, okay? Oh, if it's 10, you just move it 5 behind, and it will land, and that is it. That is it. What else do I say here? Oh, I even said Phoenix's range suck a lot of dick. I think I meant to say dicks, but anyways. Northwest wind. This is the last 8 quadrant. You're almost at the end. You've almost graduated with Phoenix Online, or I think that's an actual college. Anyways, if you are within super close, risky, blah blah blah, it's still regular 1 to 1.2, 120%. If you're further away, like let's say starting position range, it's 4 to 3, 75%. So technically speaking, if you just remember, most of the headwind is at 75 degrees or 75%, unless you're super close, then you have to shoot it at 100%, 120%, sorry. But if you have a bit of distance, any headwind diagonal, it's about 75%. That's how I kind of remember it. But if it's super far, 50%. Whether it's essentially the same as southwest wind, other than the super fucking close. That's the only thing that's different. Of course, I will say it because I feel like as I'm saying it, you guys will hear it, and it'll be embedded in your fucking brain. So 43, 75% times the wind count if you are within medium range, aka 69. Yahoo! 69 to 45 degrees. If you're further than that, It's about 50%. So 45 and below. Okie dokie. I think that's all. Oh shit, I have more shit here. Okay, please note that the percent. Oh, okay, I always say that every single time. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the GunBound Academy Explain series. Now, it does sound like I'm really out of breath. It's mainly because I got shit in my throat, and I can't cough it out. And no, Sil, it's not. You fucking sicko. Anyways, this is gonna be my last video before I actually have to head for another surgery, which I will be away from the computer and Sil and everyone else for 3 weeks, because I guess that's the recovery plan from my surgeon. If you guys are wondering, I'm getting shit done to my face, because you know, I plan on becoming an LA 10, because right now I'm just a Vancouver 8. No, I'm just kidding. I just got shit to do. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the videos that Sil is producing while I am away. And I'll see you when I come back. Or I'll talk to you guys when I come back. I don't know. Okay, bye.